Now, News 11 Tonight, live from Green Bay, Appleton, the Lake Shore, and throughout the Fox Valley. With Brian Knox, Jeff Connor with sports, Mike Osterhage with weather, and on-the-scene reports from the News 11 team.
Quite an afternoon over at Lambeau Field today as the world champion 49ers came to town, but the outcome, however, the final score, was not exactly what we hoped it would be. Jeff Connor now joins us off the top.
This is the type of game that keeps the statisticians very busy, those number 2 pencils trying to keep up with all the statistics.
Yes.
You couldn't have asked for a better game other than the outcome, but the Packers executed well on both sides of the ball, making the 49ers work for every yard they came up with. The Packers had the upper hand on the Niners until the fourth quarter, and even when the tables were turned and they found themselves behind, the Pack still had a chance up to that final drive. News 11 Sports Director John Mino has more on today's thriller at Lambeau.
When the San Francisco 49ers take the field, they're as disliked as any other team in the league, but they do have a certain style that other teams find themselves respecting.
They are, you know, what we all aspire to be. They're the world champs.
Which for the Packers is the long-term goal. On the more immediate side, take them on one-on-one, see how you stack up. Early on, that matchup was going the way of the home team as the Packer defense snuffed out the 49er running game, holding them to a total of 5 yards on the ground in the first half. The Packers' first points of the first half were the result of an 8-play, 39-yard drive. Jackie Harris gets the biggest chunk, taking it 17 yards down to the 32. 5 plays later, Chris Jackie hits to make it 3-zip. With the Packers' defense causing the Niners' offense to sputter, the Packers' offense took it down again. Late first half, 3rd and 10 from the 20. Makowski goes to Sharp. He goes airborne, comes back to earth with 6.
I really didn't see him very well, and more or less threw it to a spot. You know, I saw him just a little bit, but I really didn't see him very clearly, so he did an outstanding job of coming up with that catch.
Packers with a 10-0 lead, less than a minute to play before halftime. Were the Niners worried? Matt Millen says no.
There's never any panic or anything on the side. It's like, hey, let's get back to basics. We know what we can do. We know if we play, they can't touch us, so you just go ahead and play.
Things actually started turning their way on the ensuing kickoff. Packers kicking into a strong wind and worrying about a big return. Go for the squib. It ends up shorter than they had planned.
We kicked it, and then one of their short guys got in front of it, and you don't expect that to happen very often. It did. They got the ball in good field position. I would do it again. I don't second-guess that decision at all.
49ers took over on their own 41 with 32 seconds to play, and only took them 29 to score. Montana to Taylor. It was 10-7.
Well, we sit there, okay, we played a really good first half. Last 4 plays we could have done better on. That's over with. We're still ahead. Let's come back. 30 minutes of solid football, and we can win this game.
But the Niners had the exact same attitude. They scored the next 10 points of the ball game. Montana to Brent Jones early in the 4th. It was 17-10 San Francisco. Montana getting time and finding his rhythm.
He was looking for his first and second receiver, and they weren't open, and he had enough time and enough savvy to go back to his 3rd and 4th receiver.
The Packers came back with another Chris Jackie field goal to make it 17-13, but Packer fans had barely stopped cheering when Montana went back to work. The Packers gamble with the safety blitz. Chuck Cecil a half step away. Montana gets it to Rice. The rest is history. 64-yard scoring play.
Yeah, well, it's tough, you know, when you get a combination of Montana and Rice together and sit back and have that kind of time. It's hard.
Packers down 24-13 with 6:15 left to play. They knew they had to do something in a hurry, and they did. A 7-play, 72-yard drive. Makowski to Sharp for pay dirt. Sharp on the day. 4 catches, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just a routine day's work.
I'm paid to do a job, and my job is to catch the ball, and that's all I go out to do. Now, whether it's great or not, I don't determine that, and I just go out and do my job to the best of my ability, and whatever comes, I take it and I accept it, and, you know, maybe next week I won't have a week like this. It'll be somebody else.
It was up to the Packer defense to get the ball back. They did, holding the 49ers to 1 first down. Packers offense took over with about 2 minutes left to play, 81 yards from the end zone. But disaster struck on the second play. Perry Kemp fighting for the first down, has the ball popped loose. The 49ers recover, and that was the end of the ball game. If you're looking for a shorter version of what happened here at Lambeau this afternoon, let's go to the man in the 49ers uniform who had the most impact.
It was a great football game. Green Bay, you know, I got a lot of respect for them. They played well, and really, those guys didn't really give up. They kept fighting.
Packers fight for a playoff spot gets tougher as they fall to 3-5. At Lambeau, John Mino, News 11 Sports Tonight.
We'll have more from Coach Lindy Infante, and we'll take a look at the numbers coming up a little bit later in sports.
We'll see you then, Jeff. Well, while the Packers were rather out on the field this afternoon, their wives carried the ball off the field. The game plan was to collect donations for the needy. Mona Lee reports.
One by one, the cans were dropped. Bill by bill, the money collected.
This is the fourth year that the Packers' wives had got the ball rolling on the food drive. And regardless of which team scores the most goals today, every donator is a winner.
We're fortunate enough to be able to go to the game, and the wives are, giving for a good cause. It makes us feel good to do the same.
Last year, more than 40,000 cans of food and $8,000 in cash were collected. Organizers say that this year looks even more successful.
I've noticed a big increase compared to last year. We're getting to so many cans. It's so good that the people are coming out and helping the needy.
The food and money is earmarked for Paul's Pantry. It's a not-for-profit organization which provides meals for more than 200 Green Bay area families each day.
We always like to help people out because they don't have money to buy food and that.
I feel good. I feel like I've helped and done my share.
Did you all bring your canned goods? Wait a minute. Did you bring your canned?
And with the high spirits and enthusiasm of today's collectors, fans couldn't help but give with a smile.
We have the most wonderful fans in the world in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and they always are willing to give.
As the holiday season approaches, contributions from today's game goers will help bring food and good cheer to the many less fortunate who are trying to survive at the game of life. At Lambeau Field, Mona Lee, News 11 Tonight.
Overseas, Secretary of State James Baker is finding himself in the Middle East. He arrived this morning to begin gauging the resolve of the coalition against Iraq and to find out how American troops are holding up. He offered positive words to boost desert morale. Tomorrow, Baker will meet with leaders from Arab nations to discuss the crisis. Well, still ahead this evening, anglers don't have to put away their fishing gear quite yet just because the weather's turning cold. In a moment, travel reporter Ricky Stevenson shows us a great fishing vacation.
Barbecue? Sure, but summer's over. Bag it. McDonald's? Hey, McRib, all right. Yeah, fries and a Coke with that. A McRib pack. Let's see. McDonald's for food, folks, and fun.
Chomp. The McDonald's Happy Meal is now just $199. So hurry to McDonald's. A hamburger, fries, a drink, and a toy for just, $1.99. Even better.
A little over a year ago,
September 12th.
Sales here were as slow as molasses in January.
Net sales dropped 12.4%.
That's what I said. Then the light bulb goes on.
We implemented a program.
Use the phone to pick up the slack.
Turn inquiries to sales, reactivate inactive accounts.
Well, that's what I said. Now sales are up something like
Actual
18%.
Increase of 18%.
That's what I said.
That's what you said.
Increasing sales, a call power plan from Wisconsin Bell.
Introducing the new Scoop. You'll find the sporty new Scoop is just one surprise after another. Beginning with who makes it. The new Scoop from Hyundai. Yes, Hyundai.
Test drive the all-new Hyundai Scoop at Team Aim today.
This is John Shandick. Check with me weekday afternoons for up-to-the-minute weather on AM Stereo 1400 and New Light 98.5 WQLH FM.
You know, most folks associate Texas with longhorn cattle and thick steaks, but tonight News 11's travel reporter Ricky Stevenson says the Corpus Christi Bay area is a capital for shrimp fishing.
Visitors to Corpus Christi will find that shrimping is one of the biggest industries in the coastal bend. Early risers are treated to the sight of hundreds of shrimp trawlers headed out to the Gulf, returning mid-morning to sell their catch along the docks, $2 to $3 a pound.
One of the best things is just getting away from home, getting away for a couple days, taking the sun, the surf, and get some good shrimp to take back home.
30 miles north of Corpus Christi is Rockport, a fishing village and artist colony. If you have time, stop by the Texas Maritime Museum.
When Stephen F. Austin brought his first colonists to Texas in the 1820s, they arrived by sea. They settled in areas that had navigable waterways because goods that they needed to survive had to come by sea.
If you like seafood more than ambiance, don't miss the Boiling Pot restaurant up the road. Here you'll have more luck with a mallet than a knife and fork. The Cajun special for 2 and wine, $25. Corpus Christi Bay, with its warm, shallow, protected waters, is a hot spot for sport fishermen. I can't think of a better way to spend an afternoon in Corpus Christi than to get in a little fishing or relaxing out on the bay. Now, for $15, Captain Clark Cruises will take you out for 4 hours, and that includes bait, your rod, everything you'll need to come back with your own fish story. Wow, there are dozens of local charters that offer a day of bay or deep sea fishing, $300 for a party of 4. Ricky Stevenson, News 11 Tonight.
Well, at least when she goes fishing, she catches fish. Next weekend, News 11, or rather 11 on the go, takes us to the exotic cities of Istanbul, Turkey, and Athens, Greece. A no-show on the rain and snow today, but Mike Osterhage is in next to explain just what happened. But first, tomorrow's facts and figures.
Portions of tonight's news are brought to you by Colosso Toyota. We've got the touch.
At Colosso Toyota, our touch accommodates every need, every personality. The pessimist.
I want a Toyota. Why do I say things like that? They're not going to give me anything in trade.
A fair trade for yours, a fair price for ours. It's something we do every day, and that's the touch that makes our customers feel pretty good.
I'm happy. I got my new car. Some jerk will sideswipe me on the way home.
At Colosso Toyota, we do our best to make you happy. Now, who could ask for anything more?
When we do get time for things like grocery shopping.
We go to Century.
Century's got great prices.
On all the things we want.
This week, you'll want to pick up fresh Century ground beef, just $1.28 a pound in packages of 3 pounds or larger. Eat hearty with USDA Choice Boneless New York Strip Steak, just $3.98 a pound. And stock up on Sunshine with Century brand chilled orange juice, $1.49 a half gallon. Get these great buys and more at your nearby Century store.
Thanks, Century.
Toby Roth, misleading you about the savings and loan scandal. Roth voted to deregulate S&Ls. Roth supported raising deposit insurance and allowing S&Ls to make risky investments. He voted to make it easier to raid deposit insurance, easier for speculators to take over S&Ls. Roth voted to allow S&Ls to invest in shaky real estate ventures. Roth voted to stick you with a $3,000 bill. It's time for a change in Washington. Jerry Van Sistine for Congress.
At Best Buy, we wanted you to win on that funny home video show, but we knew you might not have a camcorder, so we thought we'd make it easy to get your hands on one. Right now, we'll give you 0% financing for 1 year on any camcorder we sell, including this RCA with 8-to-1 power zoom for just $8.99. Plus, we'll throw in a lens extender, a light, an RCA case, and a full 1-year warranty, all for the same price. And at just $8.99 with no finance charges for a year, it's not quite free, but it'll sure seem like it if you win big with your new camcorder from Best Buy.
You told us no snow last night, and there was no rain today.
No,
and
it was
didn't even look dreary at times. It looked kind of nice out.
We did have a little bit of sunshine, but then it became drearier as the day rolled on. There is more rain and kind of wintry mix precipitation moving in our direction. I don't think we'll see any really around here until tomorrow. First of all, temperatures, well, they haven't really, I'd say, moved all that much throughout the day. It's been kind of cool all day long. 39 right now in Manitowoc, 37 in both Oshkosh and Shawano, 36 reading in Marinette and Appleton, and Oconto rounding things off at 35 here in Green Bay at the top of the hour. Well, not too bad of a looking day. Looking south over the Fox River in De Pere today, 36 degrees, humidity stands at 64%, northerly winds at 9, barometer dropping down low this morning, 34, high of only 40, that's 8 degrees below normal, and 0.06 of an inch of rain. That was, well, in the wee hours of the morning. Satellite picture right now, well, we did have that peak of sunshine, like I said, but mostly cloudy conditions right now. Here's the culprit. This frontal system, actually a stationary front, has kind of stopped moving right now. That's what moved through here early yesterday morning and gave us a lousy day yesterday. Now it has stopped. It is still producing quite a bit in the way of rain, and there's that mixed precipitation. That's up as close by as Sheboygan right now, and it is sliding in a northeasterly direction. So in the extreme southern portions of the viewing area, might see something toward the wee hours of the morning. Now further on to the north, though, a little bit of clearing. High pressure is going to move across and clear things out a little bit in the upper peninsula later on tonight, but otherwise we are going to have mostly cloudy conditions. Now in the overall picture, There's that big storm system, then here's this next one back out here to the west, and both of these are going to be taking a beeline right toward us. This is going to be the first one to move by here. By tomorrow morning, it slides into southern Illinois, cloudy skies around here, a little clearer up to the north. By tomorrow evening, then, this is going to move into lower Michigan. There are winter storm watches posted for lower Michigan. Nothing like that for us, though, but big, strong counterclockwise flow, I think, is going to swing some of that moisture, some of that rain, possibly mixed with snow, back on top of us. Again, it really depends on how far east it goes or how far west it goes. Closer to us, we get more in the way of some precipitation. As far as high temperatures tomorrow, just near the 40-degree mark. Now, by Tuesday, that system will move out. This next one moves in here. Maybe a chance for some rain or snow, but most noticeably, there's that big blue arrow coming in here. That is going to give us another shot of some very cold air. Still around 40 degrees by Tuesday, but could we not get out of the 20s by maybe Wednesday or Thursday? It's a possibility, so enjoy what we have right now. Mostly cloudy skies around northeast Wisconsin tonight. Low temperatures near 30. Wind will be on the north side and on the light side as well. For tomorrow on Monday, mostly cloudy skies with a chance of rain. Perhaps a little bit of snow mixed in, and high temperatures only near 40. Northeasterly winds at about 10 to 20. On into Tuesday then, mostly cloudy. Still a slight chance for some rain, and high temperatures only near 40 once again around the UP for tonight. Partly cloudy skies, low 25 to 30. And for tomorrow, some sunshine, clouds moving in later on, and maybe some rain or snow mixed as well. High temperatures in the mid-30s. There is a definite chill in the air, and that chill isn't going anywhere. The chill will remain in the air. I made a little rhyme right there as far as talking about the chill in the air.
Okay.
Poet and don't know it, right? But yeah, it's going to be cold. Winter is kind of here for a while.
Bundle up. Thank you, Mike. Coming up next, Jeff Connor with sports. He'll have highlights of the big game today over at Lambeau Field. The Packers taking on the 49ers. Don't go away.
Newspapers across Wisconsin endorse Jim Doyle. He's hard-charging, vigorous and thoughtful, steady as well as innovative. An admirable mix of toughness and innovation. He was as aggressive as any DA in going after big-time drug dealers. His demonstrated record of accomplishment shows he will make an excellent Attorney General. He would be a worthy model as the state's top law enforcement officer, the best choice for Attorney General. We agree. Wisconsin needs Jim Doyle for Attorney General.
From the heart of Hidden Valley, introducing Take Heart. Take Heart dressings have no cholesterol, very little fat, and very few calories. From Hidden Valley Ranch, healthy, new Take Heart.
What happens when we put Clorox bleach in soft scrub cleanser? Ooh, the label turns green. And stains come clean. Get soft scrub with the stain-fighting power of bleach.
This is the land for GMC. This is the shape of things to be.
Now get $1,000 cash back on new 91 four-door S15 Jimmys. And when teamed with a Western snowplow, a four-wheel drive GMC is an unbeatable winter machine.
It's not just a truck anymore. This is the land for GMC.
See your GMC truck professionals. Augustine, Algoma Motors, Neville Motors, Petrosky, Swiderski, Westside Garage, Bear GMC, Meyer Motors, or see your nearest GMC truck professional.
This is the land for GMC. This is the land for GMC.
I don't care what anybody says. I thought the Packers did a good job today. I thought it was a very close game, and this was a tough team. San Francisco is a tough team.
That's right. You know what they say, there's nothing like a good loss, but you're right. They did play a whale of a game. It just came up a little short. If you like to see the ball in the air a lot, then today's game was everything you could have ever wanted in an NFL matchup. It started off with Don Majkowski and Sterling Sharp doing the 1-2 punch. This combo worked for a 20-yard touchdown, a great catch by Sharp. Then it was the 49ers' turn. Montana to Jerry Rice, a 51-yard pickup. That set up a 49er field goal. Montana and Rice showed why they are the #1 combo in the NFL. This time they go 64 yards for the TD, and San Fran was in control. But the Magic Man had one more long one up his sleeve. He hit Sharp for his second TD strike of the day, and it was down to just 4 points. But that's how it ended. 49ers on top, 24-20. Here's a look at the final numbers. In passing, Magic completed 22 of 33 passes, 274 yards. Look at Montana's numbers, 25 of 40, 411 yards. Moving on to the receiving statistics from today. Sharp, 4 catches for 80 yards. Jerry Rice, 6 for 187. Outstanding numbers for Jerry Rice, but as Lindy put it, just another big day for the 49ers.
It's a loss, and it would have been nice to have been 4-4 after this game, but we're 3-5, and we've dug ourselves into a hole we'll have to keep fighting to dig out of. But, you know, we certainly have a lot of respect for the team we played, and it would certainly have been nice to have won. It would have been nice to beat anybody today.
The Packers are now 3-5 on the season. Next Sunday, they'll take on the LA Raiders. Well, the Chicago Bears came out of hibernation this afternoon, and they headed south to Tampa to lock horns with the Buccaneers. Chicago looking to stay on top of the NFC Central, while the Bucs were hoping to gain some ground on those leaders. It was Chicago jumping out to the early lead. Brad Muster will break free and get his way into the end zone for a 12-yard touchdown. That made it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. Moving on to the third, the Bears leading 14-0. Jim Harbaugh fires a 19-yard strike to Dennis Gentry for a touchdown. That made it 23-0 in favor of the Bears. They go on to win it 26-6. The Bears defense picked off Vinny Testaverde 5 times on the afternoon. The Detroit Lions, well, they played host to the Redskins this afternoon, and for a while it appeared that Detroit was going to blow away the Skins. But in the end, it was Detroit getting scalped in overtime. Now the Lions jumped out first. William White will pick off Stan Humphries, and he'll take it all the way in for the touchdown, and it was 21-7 in favor of Detroit. The Lions kept the pressure on. Rodney Peete to Aubrey Matthews. 24-yard scoring play, 28-14 Lions. Barry Sanders cuts free and gets in there for a 45-yard touchdown run. That made it 35-14 Lions. But the Skins don't give up. Backup quarterback Jeff Rutledge comes off the bench, takes over in the second half, completes 30 of 42 passes, 363 yards. They were trailing 35-14 at the time, but they come back, tie it 38-38, and it's Chip Lohmiller with the 34-yarder to win it in overtime. The Redskins over the Lions, 41-38. And tonight, the Minnesota Vikings were not involved in a conference matchup, but they certainly had their hands full taking on John Elway and the Denver Broncos. Denver struck first in this one. Jerry Burns looking concerned on the sidelines. John Elway going to Vance Johnson. The Broncos led 6-0. In the second period, Melvin Bratton will put the Broncos up 13-0 on this 1-yard plunge. But believe it or not, the Vikings come back late and win this one just over 27-22 in favor of Minnesota. In Kansas City this afternoon, a close one between the Chiefs and the Raiders. LA coach Art Shell had to be pleased with his team's defense. They kept the Chiefs out of the end zone all afternoon, but the Raiders still lost the game. And here's why. 20-degree wind chill in Kansas City. Occasional rain and sleet made it very miserable conditions. We pick it up in the third. Chiefs up 6-0 on 2 Nick Lowry field goals. But this muffed punt by the Chiefs is recovered, and it's on its way. Early in the fourth quarter, Steve Smith squeezes in. Raiders up 7-6. Tough day for Bo Jackson. Meanwhile, on this play in the second quarter, Jackson coughs up the ball. The Chiefs come through with the last laugh. Nick Lowry with his 3rd field goal of the game, and the Chiefs pull this one out. Final score, 9-7. Elsewhere, the New Orleans Saints were taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. The Saints looking to grab the Bengal by the tail this afternoon. Big Craig Hayward will start the game off with a 39-yard touchdown run. It was the longest rush by the Saints this year. Looking good, Mr. Hayward. He finished with over 100 yards today. Reuben Mays also with over 100 yards. He goes in from the 6-yard line. That made it 14-0 in favor of the Saints. Hayward gets his 2nd touchdown of the game, taking it in. This one barely squeezing in there, makes it 21-7, and they go on to win it by a score of 21-7. Elsewhere in the NFL, the Falcons dropped to the Steelers 21-9. The Jets over the Cowboys 24-9. The Eagles over, that should be the Philadelphia Eagles over the Patriots 48-20. Miami over Phoenix 23-3. Buffalo creams Cleveland 42-0. The Rams get past the Oilers 17-13. San Diego is a 31-14 winner over Seattle. And finally, a field of over 25,000 runners on hand to compete in today's running of the New York City Marathon. And once again, it was the foreign runners dominating the 26.2-mile course. Douglas Waikakuri of Kenya trains in Japan, and today he felt right at home in the Big Apple, crossing the finish line in a winning time of 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 39 seconds. He was far off the record pace set last year by Uma Ikange, who incidentally finished 4th in this year's race. The top women's finisher, Wanda Panfil of Mexico, and 9-time winner Greta Weitz, just it wasn't her day. She came in 4th.
Wow. Some great weather, though, at least they had there.
Very warm in New York this time of year.
Not like here. Rather cool. Still ahead tonight, a final curtain call for one of Broadway's best-loved actresses. A farewell to Mary Martin in a moment.
Goodbye, honey, and good luck hunting. But aren't you forgetting something?
Aha! She's right. Before any hunting trip, a good hunter sets his sights on Mills Fleet Farm, the hunting headquarters. Fleet Farm's tremendous selection of name-brand firearms are all on sale now. Then shop our huge assortment of hunting clothing. Don't forget all the hunting accessories and zero in on loads of dependable ammunition, including sure-firing Federal 30-30 rifle cartridges, now just $6.45 a box. And, of course, pick up your hunting license at Fleet Farm, too. So before you head to the woods this fall, take aim on the hunting headquarters, Mills Fleet Farm.
It's a wonderful car.
It's a wonderful dealership.
The people they have there are incredible. But I suppose with those cars, you have to be.
The cars.
Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Volvo, Enterprise Motor Cars, Highway 41, Appleton.
It's a very good dealership.
It's a wonderful dealership.
Enterprise Motor Cars.
You think you're bad, man? This is bad.
Hot and spicy chicken. So good, it's bad.
Fellas, guess who's going out tonight? He must be some pretty bad dude.
Not as bad as this chicken.
Hey, fellas, you don't know what you're talking about. This isn't bad. It's terrific.
Hot and spicy chicken.
Very good chicken.
This October, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Get a hot chicken deal. 10 pieces of Kentucky Fried Chicken, just $5.99. But hurry, 10 pieces of chicken, just $5.99, ends November 4th.
Her first term was one for the record books. State Representative Rosemary Hinkfuss created more legislation than some do in a career. Rosemary got state money to rid our drinking water of radium. Rosemary created laws to help the handicapped and protect those who volunteer medical services to the underprivileged. Rosemary blew the whistle on misdirected lottery money and will work to put that money right on your tax bill so you can see real relief. A family tradition of service to our community. Keep Rosemary working for you.
Actress Mary Martin once said that all of her life she just wanted to play Peter Pan. The actress who portrayed the mythical boy who never wanted to grow up is now dead at the age of 76. Her family announced today that Martin died last night of cancer. Her career spanned nearly 6 decades, starting on Broadway and transcending the stage to the silver screen. She will forever be remembered, though, for Peter Pan.
I'm flying. Look at me way up high, suddenly here am I, I'm flying.
Quite a lady. As this first weekend in November draws to a close tonight, just a reminder, Terry Barr, Jack Jones tomorrow, back here at 6:30. Hope you had a good one, folks. We'll see you next week.
This is CBS.